This feels weirder than I thought it was gonna be, man. Oh man. Um, you know, damn, I should have made a script for something like this. Uh, yeah. So I guess let's start with I disappeared off of YouTube about 3 years ish ago. Um, it wasn't for the reasons that a lot of people thought it was. I originally only planned on taking a week off, but I guess to get into this truly, I need to start back. I mean, we're not gonna start from the very beginning because it's to do with depression, and I've been depressed since I was like, I think 13 was when I went to check. Yeah, I think it was earlier than that, but 13 officially. So let's just stick with that. And I thought it had gotten better for the longest time. Realized that that was more of a distraction thing, you know. Fast forward to 2019. I'm 18, just going into college. My freshman year, I'm still struggling with depression. And my dumbass thought it was a great idea to, go to a college and try and get the most one of the most stressful degrees in computer science. And that did not work out for me as it should. You know, uh I didn't even do that bad, to be honest, grades wise. Like, it was just the fact that I felt like I spent majority of my time almost trying to convince myself to stay alive. This starts going into the whole thing that I've broken down before in another video. I never made a video specifically on it because I was never the type of person to really get on the internet and talk about personal stuff too much, which is one of the things I kind of want to change a little bit because it's really stuff that it doesn't bother me. I just never did it. But yeah, that year was terrible. This is where we started talking about, in other videos that anime quite literally saved my life. And that is 100% true. As corny as it may sound, as much as people be like, how is that even possible? Bro, when you're that far gone and you don't even have a reason to really be there and you're about ready to go, it doesn't take much. It does not take much. And I know a lot of people can relate to that now. Um, but yeah, it was Sword Art Online, the first anime I ever watched. And that was what kept me going day by day, was literally just the fact that I wanted to see the next episode. So yeah, without going into that whole story again, just giving you a little timeline of things. And then fast forward again, I dropped out after the first year because it was just like, yeah, nah. Like, I'm still, I think to this day, since 2019, I'm still in the system as a student. If I did want to go back, I wouldn't now because I have a career and all this. And it's like, I'm good. Um, but yeah, I left for that 1 week because I felt like I was getting burnt out. And that was mainly because I had uploaded every single day for over a year at that point. And that was killing me when I had school on top of a job that was basically my career, which is still what my career is now. So it was like I was working a lot. Um, when I took that week off, I was like, I just need a week off, and then I'll come back and I'll be all good. That's not how it went. I quickly realized as soon as I took that week off and gave myself that time to like kind of be alone and think, I realized that YouTube and anime as a whole has kind of just been a distraction from my problems. And I started realizing that, started feeling this, this desires like this these thoughts of, what's the point in life? What am I doing here? There's no point in me doing this. I might as well end it. It started coming back up. And that's why it ended up being 3 years without me really even noticing. Well, it wasn't the whole 3 years. it was a while before I even like thought twice about it because in my head all I could think about was like, dang, I gotta get help because this time around it's like, bro, it's not just depression in terms of like it feels like you're kind of on autopilot, but you're not suicidal. This time I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm done. So I was like, yeah, I need to get help. Um, I think this is one of the things I kind of needed to talk on my channel before. I don't know why I didn't, but long story short, I should have written a script. I don't know why I didn't write a script for this. This is a terrible video, but you know what? Hey, it would feel weird to edit a video that's kind of about this type of stuff and do a script. It feels off. I'm trying to talk authentically. I'm not trying to be on here doing like high production YouTube video. But I think with YouTube, it wasn't YouTube itself that kind of started feeling terrible for me. It was the fact that the way my brain works, I've always been a perfectionist in everything I do. So as soon as you start looking into those numbers on YouTube, that's where it gets you. As soon as I started taking those numbers as self-worth, and it was on like a day-to-day basis. I'm not saying like, oh, I lost thousands of subscribers. I got to start worrying. It's like, yeah, and then it's reasonable. It's like something's happening, fix it. But on a day-to-day basis, if I got a video that had 10 less views than yesterday, I was instantly like, bro, I got to change. I'm not doing something right. These videos are terrible. I'm not putting enough time. And you got to realize at the time, it's like when you watch these anime reaction videos, they may not seem like they take up time. To like, yeah, the watching itself doesn't take up time. It's not stressful, obviously. Just watching a video. It's the editing. The editing to try and get around copyright on some of these. I already told on multiple videos I gave up on trying to get around copyright blocks just so that y'all could see the videos. But 90% of my videos are copyright claimed either way. So it's like I wasn't making anything off of YouTube. Even the month where I got like a million plus views, I didn't make any. I made like $5. But I didn't really care because I had said before I'm already pursuing a career outside, so YouTube is solely a hobby. But when those numbers come into play, it's no longer feels like a hobby. You're sitting there thinking that you're shitty YouTubers, like this isn't even fun anymore. But those editing days, bro, that they can quickly go into like 4 hours a day of editing. And it's like, yeah, by itself, if that was your job, that's nothing. That's great. But when you're already working, 10 hours, in your normal job, and then you're doing school, and you're just hella depressed at the same time, it gets to be a little much. And I do want to talk more about this type of stuff on the channel going forward, because I think another thing was that I thought I was going through a lot of it alone, when really there's so many people going through the same thing. It may not be the same situation, but it's the same feelings. It's not like you're all alone. And that's what I used to think. I used to like, no one's gonna understand this. And yeah, I know you hear that a lot, and it becomes cliche, but that really is how it is. You start thinking like, yeah, I've got this unique situation. Nobody else is going through this. No one can understand me. That's really what you think. And I realize that's not true. There's millions. It's actually pretty common, especially in this generation. It happens a lot. But yeah. And that's why I kind of want to talk about more of this stuff going forward on the channel, because I may not be fully through my recovery in terms of, I don't feel happy every day. I don't feel happy most days, to be honest. I just feel more neutral, kind of numb now, rather than feeling like suicidal every day, trying to figure out why I'm here. So, in a way, no, not in a way. I definitely have made progress, and I'm happy about that. but I am nowhere near where I need to be. I think the next step that I kind of want to take, a little step in there, is, getting back into, fitness, because I'm not in my best shape. I've been in much better shape before. I used to compete in weightlifting. I used to be, so my standards for what my level of fitness may be higher than what a lot of people's are, but I know where I was happiest. It's like right now, it's like, yeah, I still got some of the muscle underneath, but I'm fat, 100% in my standards, anyways. And for some people, that may not be something that helps them with their happiness, but for me, it is. Um, I need to get back in the gym. So maybe there will be some gym content later on. I don't think I would ever get into fully fitness things. The gym is more of like a cool down, calm after work thing for me. So I feel like bringing the camera into it and, trying to like act the way you should for content. Yeah, I don't know if I would ever get into that. But yeah, that's why I left. There's a lot more to the story than what I'm putting in here, but I also don't want to, come back immediately, drop an hour long video, about me basically just explaining why I left for 3 years. But if y'all want to hear more, let me know in the comments. I would love to break some of that stuff down. But long story short, just dealing with life. That's what it breaks down to. Just long history of depression and a lot of other things, schizoid personality disorder. There's there's a lot. I've had a lot of problems. And I think that's one of the things why I want to kind of change how I present myself on here. I need to stop doing this whole I have to be happy all the time. I have to be in, like, I got to make everyone think that I'm like this perfect person. That's not how it should be. And I need to show that, because behind the camera, I'm fucked up mentally, bro. Oh my god, I've got so many problems. And I think I want to be open with more of that, mainly just because I think it may help other people, but I also think it'll help me. I'm not to sit here and be like, yeah, I'm selfless. Like, no, I think it would genuinely help me just talking about stuff. Because I never got therapy. Um, I probably should. I actually tried when I was like 15, but the therapist didn't show up. So, so that kind of just made things even worse about my perception of therapists. But yeah, that's another story to be told on a different video. I hope I didn't absolutely butcher everything I did in this video. If y'all want have any questions about I broke down, I'm sure I did not break that down as well as I possibly could. But I think I went through everything that, the majority of it. Now let's get into a little content, like what I'm doing going on. One thing I'm not doing, I cannot post every single day. I'm just gonna say that now. I can't do it. With the job I have now, I can't. There's no chance. I think 3, 4, 5 days is a very reasonable amount. And in terms of what I want to post, I definitely want to I still watch anime. I started watching this one earlier today. I just watched the first 2 episodes. What was the title? It was one of those with those one of those long titles. Level 9999 backstab something in a dungeon. One of those, you can get backstabbed, he comes back OP. I was watching that. It was on I think it was Amazon Video. But yeah, that one ended up turning out kind of hard. But I know there's a lot of big stuff out right now. So yeah, if y'all want to see any of those, I also have a lot of different hobbies I like to do, which, as y'all can kind of see which side am I pointing at. This side, the guitar. I've been trying to pick that up. If y'all want to see music stuff, I don't think I've ever said this, I play viola violin already. I played that for like 7 years. Um, I mean, drawing. I do a lot of different stuff, mainly because I'm a perfectionist. So when I start doing a hobby, it quickly becomes more than a hobby. But yeah, I mean, I'll react to anything. I watch so many different things, I feel like, and I so down to keep doing that for so long that I would be more happy doing more variety than just anime reactions because I'm that type of anime reactor. I've seen hundreds and hundreds at this point. So it's like I don't sit there and only watch anime anymore. I will go like a month where I'm binging these anime. And then I'll go like 2 months without watching anything. So it's like, yeah, I want to do some variety stuff. Some of the more talks like this is definitely one of the things I want to do because that and I want to get better at like conveying these feelings because I did a terrible job in this one and I hope I can get better. But yeah, I completely forgot my outro. I'm gonna have to basically learn to be a decent YouTuber again. So y'all, I hope y'all are patient with it. I'm I'm sorry that I disappeared for 3 years. Or I'm sorry I left without saying anything. I think the whole leaving was needed to fix myself to the point that I am now. But I definitely should have left in a different way. But at the time, my life kind of just crumbled like out of nowhere. And I didn't know what to do. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you want to see going forward. I'm down to do whatever, to be honest. I want this to feel like a hobby again. I enjoy making creative stuff, not just necessarily just reacting to random video all the time. I enjoy like sitting there and editing something and looking at it afterwards and being like, damn, like this is like I really created this, you know? And I think that's what I missed for the most part. But yeah, let me know. I'm trying to remember my outro, but I don't. So peace. I'll see y'all in the next video.